This video will demonstrate how a software user can activate their software license from their Welcome Kit email. Before we begin, let's do a quick review about the role of a software owner. The owner of a software order can assign users to activation licenses before or after an order becomes active using the Manage License functionality in the software portal. On the contract start date, both the owner and users will receive their own Welcome Kit email. The owner Welcome Kit email includes a button to manage licenses, the activation certificate, a button to get support from Knowledge Base, and a link to download software from the Rockwell Automation download page. Here are a couple notes regarding the owner Welcome Kit email. Use the Manage Licenses button to assign users to licenses. The owner is assigned one activation by default, so they will receive their own activation email also. If the owner does not need an activation, they can ignore the email and the activation count is not decremented. There is no limit to assigning users while the number of bound activations is less than the maximum count. This is the Welcome Kit email a software user receives. It contains the subscription contract ID, the contract end date, a button to download the software, a button to activate the software, and an assigned user activation link for more information on how to activate the software, along with the button to get support from Knowledge Base. We will go ahead and download the software. Click the Download Software button. We will select the top checkbox to include all items in the order. Go ahead and accept the license agreement. And you have two options for download. We will choose Manage Download. Go ahead and save the file and continue with the download process as you normally would. Now that the software download is complete, we will activate the software. Select the Activate Software button. Please note, after the red Activation Software button is used, it cannot be used again. It will be inactive. Depending on the browser you are using, you may see different wording in the pop-up. It may say Run, Save, or Save As. We will go ahead and select Run. A fetching activation pop-up will appear. Please note, this process may take longer than this video shows. Once the activation is complete, you will get an Activation Successful pop-up. You can go ahead and close it. Once the activation is complete, you can go to the FactoryTalk Activation Manager and check your activation status. Or in the software portal, you can go to the Manage Licenses functionality in My Subscriptions to see that the activation is bound, along with the computer name. Next, we will click the Assigned User Activation link. Detailed instructions for activation are displayed, along with your software's serial number and product key. Additional links are provided on how to get new activations, how to get an activation for a disconnected computer, and how to activate using FactoryTalk Activation Manager. Let's take a moment and review the Manage Licenses functionality. Manage Licenses provides you the status on the activation licenses assigned in your contracts. In addition, you can sort your view of the licenses allocated based on their status. There are three statuses for licenses. Pending, a software subscription user was added to a contract and an activation email was sent to the user, and the user did not activate the license. Bound, the user activated their license successfully, and expired. The activation is expired and no longer is available for use. Once the number of bound activations is equal to the quantity allocated, no more users can activate their license, and the Add User button is inhibited. To assign many activations to an activation server, increase the quantity to the desired amount. There is no limit to pending activations. Assigning a user using the Add User button sends an email to the entered email address. If the email is not used, it will not count toward the quantity. To maintain a record of sent emails, the Manage License screen will indicate pending for unactivated entries. These are not deleted, but they can be hidden by filtering them out. An unknown user will appear under the user when a software user manually activates their software using FactoryTalk Activation Manager, and not the automatic activation feature found in their Welcome Kit email. The contract owner or admin can edit this entry by choosing the Edit action. They can type in the valid email address for the unknown user. A rehost will remove a user from the Manage Licenses screen and return the activation to the pool. Users that are leaving your company should rehost their activations to return it to the pool. If a user does not rehost before leaving, Rockwell Automation will treat that as a lost activation and replace it. This concludes the video on how a software user can activate their license from their Welcome Kit email.